Welcome back to the part 2 of things we wish we knew before we had a baby. We hope you enjoy. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you, you are the real deal. And if you are new here, please subscribe and support the channel. I'm here with the maternity diary, so please go to her channel as well. I'm going to put the name here. Go support her, subscribe, let her know you are coming from this and that with DrAnimwaa. She has an incredible channel, amazing things. You will learn a lot. I am binge watching her. I'm learning so much. Please go and support her channel. Thank you so much.
And if you haven't watched the first video, the first part of this video, please, before you continue, go back and watch the first part because you would enjoy it so much. You know, you'll learn so much from it. Don't miss out on that one.
So the next thing is that your life will change drastically.
Yes.
Financially.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
Emotionally. Spiritually. Your life will change drastically. I had a deeper faith in God because as my child grew in me, when I went to the labor ward, when I came out, I just knew there was something supernatural and bigger out there. This wasn't just one of those things.
Exactly.
Everything that happened, it deepened my faith in God. Spiritually, I was changed.
Yeah.
Physically.
Wait, if I spiritual, let me just mention something before I forget. So spiritually, I remember like at the time my brother was having conflict with the family and all of that because you know these young kids, they find a girl, exactly, they want to behave like they are so mature, they leave home and all of that. So my brother did all of that. And I remember after I gave birth, I called him and I was like, look, you better fix your relationship with the family, your dad and everything, because going through childbirth, I've seen that you cannot joke with it. Like spiritually, like it really pushed me. So there were certain things that I used to be someone that there were certain things that I would not tolerate. Like, but after that, like my mind was changed. My entire like the way I think about things exactly changed. So I told my brother, look, after giving birth, I knew how I could have died because like with the first one, I was just in the hospital lying down. I was even relaxed thinking about myself before I realized doctors and nurses were rushing out of me. I'm like, what is going on? Hey, your blood pressure. I'm like, I'm fine. Like this, I couldn't feel anything. They came like 2 times before, and to them later on, they told me that it was like a matter of life and death, but it didn't occur to me. So when I went through the entire thing, I was like, honestly, there is something spiritual about giving birth. It's not just a physical thing that you do and then you are done. No.
And that's why even for those that are Christians, the Bible says, honor your father and mother. Yeah. Because after I went
even if you're not a Christian, like honestly, until you go through it yourself.
Right after labor, I called my mom and I said, thank you. And I'm sorry for everything. And she said, this one is, you've not
said anything yet.
Start that's where the big issue is you. What you did to me. I thought your daughter would do the same to you. So once you have a daughter, this is the easiest part. I'm like, this woman, I just got to say sorry and thank you. And you're just wasting the situation. Physically, my sister, I was very slim. Hey, now I'm on diet, intermittent fasting. I am working.
Because I think the pregnancy hormones stay with us for like 2 years. I think.
I am working. You change physically. Yeah. And that is why we need to love ourselves regardless. And we need to know this before you have a child that there is a higher possibility. The number of women that are able to snap
or whatever. Yeah.
It's like 1%.
Yeah. And a lot of people that are snapping back, a lot of them are fake, to be honest with you. Some of them are promoting even a product and they have to behave like they are perfect. Go and catch them unawares, like unplanned, and you see their stomachs. And even you see their stomachs just like ours, you know. Yeah. But they will snatch and then they look as if, oh, this person is perfect.
There are sometimes that you try to fast and do all those things and you'll be growing bigger. You're like, where's the ice cream?
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy myself because this thing is not.
You know, one of my friends mentioned to me that until she found a Facebook group in her community, she didn't know that all the mothers were going to do tummy tucks. She had no idea. Everybody, oh, hey, hi, I just gave birth 6 weeks ago. Which doctor does what? Then another person, everyone tummy tuck and breast, whatever, lift or whatever they call it, because your breast obviously like flattens out.
That's social media at your own peril.
Yeah. So the lady was telling me that, Teresa, don't even worry yourself, because I'm telling you, I know people on my group page that are telling people, oh, I've just given birth, I need to do this, and they are looking perfect, So you have to love yourself the way you are, because this body has gone through a lot. I hear like the pain of delivery is like, how many bones breaking? Is it 19 bones breaking?
I don't even know, but I know it's very painful. You've gone through it. Let your body relax. Let your body heal. Just go through with it. If your husband doesn't like it and wants a flat tummy, he can go and get a flat tummy for himself, because that's what he wants.
He can pay for tummy tuck for you.
Why wouldn't he pay for himself? If you want a flat tummy, get it for yourself. I don't want a flat tummy. Please. Financially, and this is something that we need to really talk about.
Yeah.
Babies are expensive.
They're expensive.
Children are expensive. Diapers. Everyone is using the potty. This baby is not using the potty yet.
Imagine.
Hey, they are peeing, they are pooping. You can just change them, and once you just change them,
another one.
And you're like, sis, did you see me just change
you, right?
Did you see me?
She's like, no, I wanted a fresh one to do it. There were times like my son, like both of my kids never liked formula. But like I wanted to try, because at a point I wanted to take them to daycare, to start daycare early, my breast and all of that. So I started buying. I'll buy this formula. They will take one. Ew, they will not take it again. I will try. I'll buy a different type, because I thought it was the type.
Yeah.
Then I'll buy another one. Someone will say, oh, I know, my child also had the same problem. So I bought this formula. I went, come and see. I'll run, go and buy it. Then later on, someone said, oh, it is the bottle. I'll go run, buy some kind of bottle. They say, oh, anti-colicky bottle. I bought another one. What? Oh God, the money I wasted. At a point, I had to carry all the formula and take it to the daycare woman and say, please, if you have any kids, that formula, take. Because they never drank. Honestly,
they wanted the food at home.
I'm telling you, like they wanted either my breast or actual food.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, because they have to take certain ounces per day or something, and you're not around, you don't know, and they can't give them cow milk. I was struggling. And the amount of money I spent on formula, honestly, there was even a time I even sent one of the formula to someone in Ghana, and an opened one, because I realized that, look, I'm wasting my time. I just sent it to her.
And then for those of us that live in Canada, the hard thing is you stay home for a year, and everyone's like, oh, you get to stay home for a year, it's good, but then you get a reduction
55%.
And even with that, there's a limit. You can't even get more. Even with the 55%, you can't get more than $2,000 or something. There is a specific amount that you can't get more than. So your bills are still the same. You have more bills because more diapers, more stuff, and then you have reduced income for a year. So yes, financially, if you are not prepared, you have to financially be prepared, or else it will hit you. Because then you have the baby, you're not sleeping at night, and then you have all of
this. I think like back home, the reason why some of these things are not like the financial thing is because you have like support of family. Like family is coming, they are bringing you something. When you give birth, like people are bringing you gifts, even for the naming ceremony. When people are coming to visit you, like they're bringing a whole basket of things. But I feel like this place, the culture is not really like that. Like they will just come and see you, and that's it. Bring you a card, and that's it. Even if they'll bring you something, well, it's going to be, let's say, a gift card. Usually, like that is the culture. So I think in Ghana, like the reason why they don't talk about finances much is because people get like your parents come, your parents are bringing you something, this person is coming, they are bringing you this. So the financial aspect is not so much like in Ghana. And moreover, you only stay in the house for 3 months.
And you're paid full payment for that 3 months.
Exactly.
So people don't really see, but still, children are expensive and you get hit. So you need to prepare financially. And then when your life changes drastically, it's emotionally. Your emotions are all over the place. Or anything that sometimes I'm watching a movie and I'm supposed to cry and I'm crying.
I said the number of times I watch movies and I'm crying, like, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm crying as if like I knew the person so well.
I'm crying and then I get angry at things. I'm like, no, we shouldn't have done. My husband is like, but that's how it's always done. You just become petty all of a sudden. Your emotions are everywhere. So you need to have an understanding partner that understands that this is not you. This is just your emotions being everywhere. So that's how your life changed drastically.
It's true. Like I had one experience with my husband back then when the first one was born because of the pain I was going through. I think I felt irritated all the time. And so, like, because we are getting up, we are in pain, assisting in pain, and all of that. So, there was a time I was like, oh, he should he got up, and then when he was coming, I was like, oh, can you get me water? And he was like, oh, but why didn't you tell me when I was going? I got so angry. Like, I was super, super angry that why would you
Tell me that.
Like, do you know what I've gone through? Let's exchange the pain. Like, because already you are going through all the pain mixed with the emotions and all of that. Like, you can't tolerate some things, Yeah. And that day he didn't understand. He was like, but why are you so upset? And I was so angry after that. Guess what? The next set of emotions, I started crying like somebody has beaten me up. I cried so hard. I see someone has beaten me. I cried and cried and cried and cried.
Because he asked you to go and get the water yourself.
No. Because he was complaining.
Hey!
And I'm like, why are you complaining? So for me, my point was, he's complaining. Why are you complaining? I'm the one who's giving them. So after getting angry now, the next thing is I'm crying.
Your emotions are all over.
Because he eventually went for the water, but I didn't want to do it. I was upset, crying.
So if you don't have an understanding partner who gets it, then they also get mad, and then it becomes a big thing.
I've actually watched, I don't know whether they're a series or something, that I noticed that people, as soon as they finish giving birth, they actually end up separating.
Yeah.
Like even the working moms, like series like that, they just separate. I never understood till I actually went through it myself, because at that time there's a whole change of life. There's a new human being. You can't even go out like the way you want to go out. You want to go and shop. You can't even do all of those things. So, yeah.
The next one is that your menses or your menstruation or menstrual flow might not come till after months. I did not get it. After you've had a baby, you'll get a flow. You'll still be bleeding. So I didn't even know that.
The bleeding one, yeah.
I was told I should bring a pad. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's something going on. Then the bleeding goes on for a few.
And it's not regular pad too, because it soaks. Like it's the pad that you have to want like puppets.
The grandma panties, they grab everything. I love those panties.
I hope you still don't wear them.
I still have them. My husband's like, I hope that when you finish, you wear them again.
Until it finishes, then you can.
So then you flow for a bit. For some women, I think I flow for around 2 months, and then it stops. So I think, oh, your menses is going to come. Yeah. My menses did not come again till after 8 months.
Yeah.
One day I was just there, so you get used to it, like, yo, no menses, and you're just chilling. Then one day it comes. Yeah. You're like, okay, has it finally come? Yes, it has finally come.
Honestly, I was so happy when my menses didn't come, because I used to have very painful periods, like before childbirth. So when it didn't come, actually mine didn't come for 12 months. No,
you enjoyed.
Months.
You enjoyed
13 months.
Over a year.
But that was a disadvantage, because I really thought I was safe, and then I got pregnant.
That's another point I was coming to. As soon as you have a baby, that's your most fertile.
Exactly.
So if you go to the hospital, do your checkup, ask the doctor, if you don't want to have another child soon after, ask your doctor about contraceptives and how you can keep safe. Yes. Because I've heard that you are most fertile after you've had a baby.
Exactly.
Oh, and
because people think it's a natural contraceptive, but
it's not. It's not.
So like my second one, when I found I was pregnant with him, like maybe 3 months after my son's first birthday. I was like, are you kidding me? Because at that time I felt like I hadn't healed, and at that time I started wearing corsets and trying to get shape back, feeling myself. And I had just gone back to work, and I found out. So I had to tell my manager that this is what has happened. I found out this, and then unfortunately or fortunately, 2 weeks after, COVID also hit. I felt so ashamed because, like, honestly, like I shouldn't be ashamed, but I felt ashamed because seriously, you just came from maternity leave and then you came back.
I know a friend that went through the same. She couldn't tell anyone. She didn't tell anyone about it because she felt ashamed as well. And that's why we need to talk about this thing. And we need to take away those stigma.
Yeah.
It happened. It
Yeah.
happened, and so your life goes on. She couldn't tell anyone until she had the baby.
Yeah, even me, luckily for me, I only told like my manager right ahead, and I told her not to tell anybody because I've still not gotten a hang of it. So I was in denial for like a very, very long time. I think till this diabetes thing came in. That's when I came to realization that this is real. And so I think that during the COVID time, my director, so the one above the manager, now called me and was like, "Oh, I need to come back to work." So I can't come back to work. COVID, my son, I had to use my other son as excuse. So I started working from home. She agreed I'll work from home. And then I actually told her I was leaving for maternity 1 week before. This woman was so mad at me. She was like, "Hey, how can you do that? Why didn't you tell me?" And I was like, look, in my head, I was like,
supposed to.
It's honestly, because I had already told HR. I mean, HR, I felt, okay, that's their job, but you, my manager or my director, you'll be judging me that I just went, I came and all of that. Honestly, this woman was so angry with me.
Women, we need to do better and support ourselves.
That's the thing. I was telling myself that you're a woman who has given, because even my manager at the time she didn't have a child, so I didn't expect her to understand. But for you, the director who has had a child before, you would understand me better. But she got angry. What? And I was like, you know what? Okay. All right, bye.
I'm going to.
And I told her,
choose me and my family.
It pained me so much. What annoyed me was that I chose a date very close to like my induction date, and then unfortunately, the day that I finished work, in fact, the day that I was going to finish work, I was contracting, and that was the day I gave birth. So I finished work, and then I was like, no, this contraction is too much. Let's go to the hospital. And that's how it happened. Just because of her, I intentionally pushed my date as close as possible. So honestly, like the shame, and then it's really, nobody needs to explain to somebody else. I remember a friend, she had someone, she gave her like in the rows of 3, so 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. You know, one time she was telling me that, Teresa, I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm like, why are you ashamed? She said, people will be judging. I was like, oh God, this pregnancy, I don't want it. And imagine you're wearing corset and you didn't know you were pregnant.
Oh.
In fact.
Did I hurt him? Did I hurt my baby?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so your menses is going to cease and come back later.
Yeah.
And whilst it does that, you are most fertile.
Don't think you're not fertile. Else you have twins, the Irish twins.
You have one in January, you have one in December. Congratulations in advance. That's why we are sharing.
Exactly.
Another thing that I did not know was that after you've had your baby, your tummy will look big, like you're 7 months pregnant.
Still.
And so I thought, oh my goodness, when everyone is snatched back and everyone is looking pimp and all that. So I thought, oh, the baby comes out and my tummy is flat, and then I'll put on my corset. My brothers and my sisters, I'm sorry to tell you that I looked 7 months pregnant. My goodness. No one told me. And so I was leaving the hospital still pregnant. And I think that this, for everyone that is grieving a baby, I'm really sorry, because this will be hard. Because I was living with my baby, but what if you don't live with your baby and you're still looking pregnant?
And then people are wondering, especially the nosy neighbors. Like I had neighbors like that when I gave birth. They went, oh, so they're already, so you went to the hospital, we didn't see you last week. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? So
I'm supposed to see me every day, every week.
And just because I had gestational diabetes, I had to be exercising every day. So they were seeing me moving every day. So all of a sudden, I'm not dating like, oh, she went to give birth. So if you came without the baby, these people will like be, It's really, honestly, like if you're a man out there and you have a woman, even if she's not your wife and she's giving birth, honestly, you need to honor her, because it's not easy. Like some men think that, oh, a woman's body is made to handle this and all of that. Seriously, like I don't know what kind of thought that is. It's a matter of life and death when you're going to the labor ward. So if you're someone that doesn't think that way, honestly, you don't deserve to be a father. I'm sorry. You don't deserve to be a father.
Whether Ghana or Canada, people go and don't come back.
You don't come back.
Maternal death
everywhere. Like even the hospital that I was going to give birth to my second, weeks before I went to give birth to him, I was reading that what's it called? Black women were complaining that there were a lot of maternal death in that hospital, and I had switched hospitals by then. So this was a smaller hospital. I was dreaming and I was dreaming dreams like I would rather die,
Okay.
and then my child, like they say at the end of the hospital stay, my husband is coming home with the baby alone, and I'm not around. Like I used to have that, so I think also that it tensed me up, and I was constantly thinking that, oh God, this is going to happen. So I was when I decided I was going to be inducted, I was calling everybody under the earth whom I knew had been inducted to ask, how was it? What did you do? Like I was so I'd never been scared. Even my first pregnancy, I wasn't scared. But my second, I was scared
with everything
because because of all of these things. So honestly, like guys, you need to appreciate, even if you're a woman and you have a fellow woman who has gone through birth, you need to show appreciation. Like even if you haven't given birth before, you have given a birth before, or your birth was smooth, you need to appreciate, because some people don't. They feel like, oh, this is nothing, it's normal.
You know, there was an annoying thing that happened when I had my first child. My husband called someone and told them the first question they asked, they never asked, or usually people will ask, oh, how is she? How is the baby? Is it a boy or a girl? The first thing the person said is, I hope she did not take epidural.
Oh God, I had that experience.
And I'm like, I just had a baby.
For crying out loud.
I'm not now going to have the baby. I just had a baby. How is she doing? How is the baby doing? Why is the first? And my husband knew I was going to be so mad, and my emotions.
So he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything till the line cut.
Honestly, I had visitors that came to visit me at the time when I had my first, and then this guy's like, oh, he didn't ask like how he just asked, oh, I hear that mothers who don't like do everything natural do not love their babies as much.
Hey,
you should see me. My husband was sitting there, like my face.
Don't tell
changed.
me the person was in the university getting a degree of some sort.
PhD. And I was like, a whole PhD. Like, I was so mad and disappointed. I was like, this guy is ridiculous for thinking that way.
CS is an option.
Honestly, like, women are dying out there because maybe somebody has told them that if you do CS, you are not a woman enough. Or if they do, like, so
people ask you, do you do CS or natural? I said, it's vagina and CS. There's no natural. It's vaginal or CS. I did vaginal.
They're all natural. How is anything artificial?
If you pull my child out of my ear, so far as you give the child to me and I'll take them home.
So guess
CS is an option.
In fact, guess what karma did? I believe in karma. So this guy, years after, he gets married to a girl, a woman, and then she gets pregnant. And then in the hospital, the lady calls me and then she's like, they said that the baby is breech, so they have to do a CS. I said, oh, hallelujah. Like, I shouldn't be happy, but you should see
your husband will say, I was like, you won't love your child though.
I was like, hallelujah. And then the guy, so later on, like the guy was talking to my husband, he was also complaining to him that they said she should do CS. And later on, like after she gave birth, he was telling me that he made a comment to me that the CS is making her healing slow. And I thought, who told you that it's CS? Even when they do vaginal cry, it's not slow, because he thought that 2-3 days she'll be fine, and if she had done vaginal. And I was like, look, my first one, for weeks, in fact, for 2-3 weeks, I couldn't walk into the kitchen to do anything for myself, even though it was like, you know what I mean. Yeah. So he was thinking, oh, the CS will make her healing longer, and then now he has to stay home longer and all of that.
My last thing is, I did not know that I would love someone so much that I'll be so scared. I'm like, oh my goodness, is my baby sleeping? Sometimes I would just go.
And then breathing.
I didn't breathe in. I just go over and wait. Oh my goodness. I didn't know I could love someone. I love my husband dearly, but I didn't know like I could share that love. I could love my husband and love another being. Yeah. I love my children so much. And don't even take me there. Sometimes
they test you.
They test you, but they are always going to be the love of my life.
Exactly. I mean, right now at this point, I think that if my child did maybe the very same things that my husband would have done, I'll never forgive him for. My child, I'll definitely forgive them. That is the point where I have come to, because
I hope my child is not watching this part.
Because seriously, like the love that you have for a child, I really, after having a baby, I began to really understand how like the way my mom loved us, like it was so different, even though fathers also love and all, it's still like the love that you have for your child is still maybe that's where the CS guy was coming from. His angle. Exactly. Yeah. Wow.
So do you have something that you want to add?
Yes, I do. So one of the things that I never knew was that I'll lose my hair. After, did you lose your hair?
Please, I don't have any hair.
I didn't know, because during pregnancy, like your hair becomes so lustrous and voluminous and
so much hair.
And then a few weeks after,
I'm losing hair. I'm combing my hair. There's so much hair, and that's why my brothers and sisters.
You're looking
I'm doing
beautiful.
dreadlocks.
You're looking beautiful. Exactly. Another thing, did you know about the like after birth delivery? Like after you give birth, then they push. Did you ever know before?
No, I did not know.
I think that's one thing that we didn't know. And usually, like they'll wait a few minutes or something. If you are lucky or unlucky, then they push that thing, and it's like you are giving birth again, depending on how big it is.
It is painful.
Yeah.
Then they put two of their hands in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, both of your hands can go in there. Yeah. Oh my goodness, what happened to my vagina?
Exactly.
They put both, and they are trying to bring it, and someone is also here pressing it.
Because the thing is, they have to do it that way, because if there's a piece left inside you, it can be very problematic. Because I remember, like after I gave birth, the nurse told me that no, if I see any lumps, I should let her know. So there was a time I saw this huge one. Oh God, I even took a picture, took a ruler, like tried to measure it because I was afraid. She was like, if it's as big as an egg. And I was like, does this look like an egg? Like, it was so big. I was super, super scared. So I'm not surprised that like they put that much pressure, to push it. Nobody told me about that. Honestly, about that.
Idea.
Nobody. I just thought you give birth and
you are done. No, there's something else that needs to come.
Exactly.
And they were examining it. This looks healthy. Oh, this is right. Exactly. What do you want us to do with this?
Exactly. Did you donate yours?
No, I think they threw it away.
Yeah, the thing is, if you want them to donate it, I think you have to sign in advance. So I also forgot to sign. And it pained me because I thought maybe it could be useful for somebody. Yes, because
mine was very rich. They said looks very rich, looks very good.
And some people eat it. Haven't you heard, like, in some Asian countries?
But after everything that I've been through, frying whatever came out of me, it's like frying my child. I mean, no.
Oh my God. Let me see the next one that I had. Okay. So the next one was the lymph node swelling. Like I had lymph node swelling in here, and it's not painful, but then it's I don't. You had something like that. Yes, I had.
So you have two breasts now. You have the main breast, and there's another
breast sitting there. But usually it's not very painful. It's not painful. Like
but it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. Yeah, and you're wondering when it's going.
And then one time you wake up and it's no longer there.
Exactly. And then I wasted so much time on trying to get like toys, fancy equipment. Like, is there any fancy equipment or toy that you thought for your child that you regret buying?
Crib.
For me, crib was number one. Number two was that thing that you hung on the crib with the toys so that they would
I forgot the name. When we get the name, we put...
I bought it because I was like, oh, that will convince, because when I just bought the crib alone, he wasn't sleeping, and I said, okay, no problem. Let me add that, maybe he'll sleep.
I had it too. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I think the most, and probably this is because I have heard people back home in Ghana saying it was useless for them, but the most useful thing for me was the stroller.
Oh, the stroller is the most
useful.
Going
to the malls, taking a walk. You can just put your child in, and I don't know if it's the weather, the air outside. They just sleep, and by the time you come back, for me that was the most useful. But in other places, I've heard people say stroller was the most useless thing. For me, it was the most useful.
Maybe if it's in maybe Ghana, but it depends on the community also that you live in. Because if you live in like a place that is not, the roads are not done, you would.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The crib, my children never slept in, so it was more like a second wardrobe.
So and that's why you're dumping everything. It's like
I need a wife. I just washed their things. I put them in. I need them. So Even when I knew I wanted to have another child, I gave the crib out.
Yeah, because you
And
knew
I
that
bought
it
a
won't work.
bassinet instead.
Bassinet,
So
yeah.
something very small.
As soon as they grow out of
You
it,
put them in the bed.
exactly.
The crib was just the most.
Yeah. And even the toys, like there are toys that, oh god, I never knew kids love like non-toy stuff. So let's say a kitchen bottle,
Water
a
bottle.
plate. Yeah, exactly. You just
Spoon.
that is what they like to play with. So we waste our time like buying like the fancy toys and things so that they can play with. These kids are
They don't play with it.
Even they play, even with the toy, like the phone, the toy phone. When you
They
buy
don't play.
they want your phone.
Or they want the remote.
It's not the remote.
I don't know what the remote has done for them.
It's
They
true.
don't want the toy phone.
I don't know whether it's like this generation or what, but I feel like when I was younger, it wasn't like that.
Huh.
Seriously, they don't want the toys that you give them, and you would have wasted money buying. So my second, I didn't buy a thing for him.
No, me too.
Any toy that was given as a gift.
I did not buy
I was like, I will not buy it.
I think the only thing I bought was a rattle. Something that makes
the rattle is
for
good.
just me when I'm sitting in the car and I'll just be shaking it.
Rattle is very useful.
But for you to shake it for them.
Exactly. I mean, there were times when I'm driving alone with them and then they are crying and you can't do anything about it, so you'll be like, yeah. And even in Ghana, like how people are able to take their babies out. Here, you can't take your baby away when you're driving. You have to exactly. Even your baby
on the highway, cry, screaming.
There were times like I had friends that I'll pick up and then they have their baby. I try to buy. Hey, leave your baby! I don't want any trouble. Leave your baby. Like I'll just scream because they also came from maybe some country somewhere in Africa, so they don't know. Because even in Ghana, I knew that like whenever my mom gave birth, the day she comes from the hospital, she's at the front seat holding the baby.
Yeah, you can't do it. They have to inspect your car seat before you leave the hospital.
Check how you fit the, the crib exactly
before you go.
Yeah.
You bring your car seat, they check it, they make sure that it's not expired.
It's not expired, exactly. Imagine car seat expired.
If I do not have my baby, I don't know the car seat expired. You have to check whether the car seat is not expired. Make sure the baby is in. Well, that's the last thing they check before they finally let you leave the hospital.
Yeah,
and in Ghana, everyone, like they've covered the baby. The baby is here, they sit at the front. There was a time in Ghana, I had a friend that would put her baby on her lap while I was driving.
I know people who did that in Ghana.
And now I can't even phantom, like...
I don't want to think about it.
So car seat is a necessity. I did not waste the car seat because I don't want to be fined. So you'll be there. Cry all you want, but you'll be in the car seat.
Exactly. We'll just rattle. Go. There are times I'll be clapping. Hey! I'm driving. Hey! Like, just so that they can stop crying. Yeah. Oh, this was exciting. I think that's all I have over here. Yeah, these 4.
Oh, thank you so very much. This video is long, so I think we probably would split it into 2.
Yeah, it's very long. People are going to be like, hey, but you do short videos.
I know.
Why?
But thank you so
you're
very
welcome.
much.
Yeah, it's a privilege to also come here. It's a privilege. This topic was awesome. I loved it so much. You gave me so many memories. I'm really beginning to remember some things that I didn't mention, but we'll leave it for another time. It's already too long.
So please, we are going to do another video that will be on her channel. Please go to the Maternity's Diary and go and support her.
And if you are coming from DrAnimwaa's channel, you have to comment and let me know you're coming from hers. Likewise, if you're coming from the Maternity Diary, please comment on this video and let her know where you're coming from. Please, please, please do that. Okay, we appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Amazing. One of these days we'll do a big giveaway. So if you're not commenting, we will not give you.
Okay. And so thank you so much for watching. Until next time, know that you are enough. Know that you matter. Know that nothing, absolutely nothing lasts forever. And everything will make sense in the end. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.